Oh, so yeah, 2020. Thank God, it's over. It's almost over.
The door
It's
closed
over.
on the studio as the song ended. That was so weird.
It's a 2020 omen. Things are going crazy. Fire trucks are catching on fire. Did you see this in Georgia? There was a fire truck on fire on the side of the highway. It's like, really? That's how 2020 is going to end?
Dogs and cats living together.
So Santa is back home. We got Bill now.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't have to talk to the fat guy. We have chubby guy with us. But hey, come on. When we play baseball, all the time you call your character, come on, fat guy. Come on, fat
I can
boy.
do it. I do it.
I just did.
But you doing it
I
is
just
wrong.
did. So the holidays are over. 2020 is almost over. I'm dating the show. Because now
it's okay.
That was recorded within this specific week when the historians come back and they're like, oh, let's
the historians will
do
follow
some
our
research.
show.
This table's really wobbly.
Table got really wobbly.
Yeah. All right. Well, things happen.
All that's coming to my brain with the end of 2020 is I'm turning into a little bit of joyous Michael Scott. Goodbye, Toby. Goodbye, Toby.
2020.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm loving saying goodbye to this year. Although I want to be very clear that it's important for us to look back and see the positives in this past year.
Did you see Netflix already did like a Black Mirror thing on 2020?
Did they really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's not even over. I'm not. There are still 3 days for shit to go off.
Tell me about it.
Come on.
I thought we were all done with this.
No, North Korea is just looking at the calendar, just like, should I do it? Should I do it?
2020 hits on every single level.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the other day, I went, I finished work. I decided to go drop off some mail and get some Chinese food. And while sitting on the road, waiting to turn left, a guy crosses a double yellow line and smashes headfirst into my Jeep.
Boom!
No, wrong one.
Oh, well.
At this point, you almost have to laugh. Like, okay, thank you. 2020 enough. That was a kick to the groin when I thought it was all done.
Yeah.
You
no,
know?
hey, dude, it's not over until the clock strikes 12 on January 1st.
Yeah, where's that fat lady, man? Get her in here to sing.
Well, you know what's going to happen is there's going to be a dragon that's basically moving at 500 miles an hour. That's just going with the rotation of the earth, just burning everything in its path at 11 p.m.
I heard a guy on the radio this morning that said, you may laugh at this. It was a caller calling in the show, and he goes, you may laugh at this, but this is the end of times. We're done. This is it. This is the end of times. I'm going, really?
I mean, literally 101 years ago, they were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? At least we didn't have a stock market crash.
Yet.
Yeah. So before we get too far away from the holidays, and you mentioned your car accident, right?
Yeah.
My wife was in a car accident too.
No kidding.
I didn't tell you about this.
You didn't tell me this.
I was saving it for the show because it wasn't the car is still okay. Everyone was okay. I like to save good conversation topics for the show.
Oh, good
so
gravy.
I did it. So it's really funny because this happened maybe a week before Christmas. Right?
Wow. Okay.
And the kids are in the holiday spirit and this and that, and we had just left. I was with the girls and Lori, and they were here, and they just left, and they were driving home.
Okay.
And so, as we know, the deer population is just through the roof in this section.
They're like rats.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I actually saw the statistic. It's like this area of Connecticut is supposed to, I think it's 15 per square mile is supposed to be the sustainability level, right? We've got 40.
Wow.
40 deer per square mile. That's a lot of deer.
Wow.
That's some damn deer.
Hunters,
get out there. Damn deer. So, so this deer runs into the side of Lori's car.
Wow.
Right? And it's a low car. So it goes flipping and flies away. Flies off the roof.
Sure.
And the girls are just shocked.
Of course.
The girls are shocked.
They've never seen anything like this.
No, and they're like, "Mommy, what just happened? What's going on? Why was that deer flying?" And Lori goes, "Oh, that's just one of the reindeer coming to check on you. He's going to fly back on the North Pole." Didn't miss a beat. Did not miss a beat.
Good for her.
And I was just like, who'll be proud about that? Mo will be proud about that.
Fantastic. Well done, Lori. Well done.
It did not miss a beat. Just that's one of the. Why is the reindeer flying?
I say that as if she's actually going to listen to the show. But good job, Lori.
She has coworkers that listen to the show.
Oh, that's good. Hello, Lori's coworkers.
She is not a listener. I would call her and be like, let's put her on the show today.
Yeah.
But she slept in, and rather than feed the kids, we just played and had junk food for breakfast.
Oh, good.
So
She's not going to be happy with you.
I'm gonna let that one fester for a little bit.
Yeah, good job. Good job. And she's going, yeah, thanks 2020.
Yeah, things happen, but it's getting cold out, right? I like it. I like the winter.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, put your pants back on. That should be in that song. Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Put your pants back on.
I like doing the Dean Martin version of that.
Yeah, you got a good Dean Martin.
A little Dean there.
But so my question, I make the most amazing clam chowder. I've told you about my chowder.
You have.
It's the most
yet
amazing.
to bring it to me
because
or invite me to have it.
It's so good, it doesn't last. So I need to. Yes, when I make a pot, I'll make a pot. I'll make a pot for you. It's just so good.
For anyone listening to the show, he's been saying that for quite a while, through many shows.
There's one bowl left, and if you want to go to my house and take it from Lori right now over her,
I wouldn't dare.
Cold dead hands.
For my cold dead hands.
Yeah, it's terrific. But it got me into there's a chat room with friends that we were going back and forth.
Chat room?
And
are you an AOL? What?
It's a messenger chat. It's essentially a chat room. It's a group message, but it's essentially a chat room because it's always
ongoing.
Constant.
I'm with you.
Constant. We got to the soup conversation, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that chowder looks so good. Oh my god, is that bacon? Well, fuck yeah, it's bacon. Yeah, bacon in my chowder. Gotta be." And then someone chimes in, "Oh, I'm making a tomato soup tonight."
Oh.
In a blender that heats it, and I'm just like,
okay,
that's kind of cool. I slaved for 7 hours on this chowder, but throw a few tomatoes in a blender and warm it up, call it a soup. I'm sure it's actually really good because his wife's a really good cook.
Okay.
So and I'm not poo-pooing on tomato soup. Tomato soup and grilled cheese is one of God's gifts to this planet.
And when I was a kid, it was macaroni and tomato soup. My mom would put macaroni.
You put the mac in the soup.
In the soup, just macaroni and tomato soup.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. When I was a kid,
I'm going to try that.
That was the comfort food.
I thought fried bologna.
That was Dad's version.
Oh, okay.
That was Dad's.
Okay, so
Mom would be elbow macaroni and tomato soup with grilled cheese.
Got it. So
that was heaven. And she'd put...
Oh, so it'd still be with the grill. It got to be with the grilled cheese.
Yeah, and she'd sometimes put a slice of tomato on the grilled cheese. Also delicious.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty
of course,
good.
Yeah.
So the conversation happened, and I am now bringing the conversation to you. That's tea.
Love my tea.
That's
Go
tea.
ahead. Yeah.
What's the best soup? What is the best soup? And there are so many because he said something along the lines of nothing beats a good bowl of tomato soup. And I was just like,
it's up there.
We will agree to disagree.
It's up there.
Okay.
Because, again, the comfort food piece. But in my top 5 is the the lobster bisque we used to make.
Lobster bisque.
At the restaurant. Remember, we used to make lobster bisque over there when I was cooking.
Oh, that was good.
We made a good lobster bisque.
Yeah. Sometimes it was a little salty, not going to lie.
Sure.
But you know what? Seafood and salt, they go hand in hand. I love a good lobster bisque. If you can give me a good lobster bisque, like a good creamy, and it's got the chunks in it, and it's
Have you had a lot of caffeine this morning? You feel like you're on fire today.
I am excited for this show.
Me too.
I'm excited for this show, and I'm excited for soup.
But I will say that Steve, who and if Steve listens, he knows we
should listen.
We agree and disagree sometimes.
I've already told him how your gorgonzola fondue is better than his.
Well, his lobster bisque was a little saltier than mine.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is.
Okay, there you go.
I always go lighter on the salt. I'm not big on salt in general.
Okay.
I'm really not.
That's a topic for another discussion.
It is.
I think very salty foods, there's a time and place for very salty.
There are, but there's also no need to oversalt good flavor.
Well,
the lobster bisque had great flavor,
that's
so
true.
I didn't put much salt.
But sometimes a lot of salt brings out the extra flavor.
It can.
Right, it can. So time and place. So we're going to play a little yay or nay. Let's just call it yay or nay.
Soup?
On soup. Okay.
And should we dedicate this to Dave Marusa? In case he happens to listen.
Super Dave.
We used to call him Super Dave.
Hey,
His name became Soup.
Hey, Soup.
So we'll dedicate this segment to Soup.
Okay.
I'll make sure I reach out to him. His birthday is coming up in January, too.
There you go. I thought his birthday was in April.
No, he has the same birthday as my mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was April 20th.
That's cute.
Okay, so the best soup. Tomato. We like a tomato.
Yay.
Do you prefer your tomato soup as like a nice creamy fancy tomato basil with a little bit of chunk in there? Or do you just like condensed soup with milk? Boom.
There's a time and place for both.
Again, yes.
I enjoy both, but if I had to pick between the two, I want the creamier. I want the creamier version.
You go creamy
right now. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
You go creamy.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicken noodle. So chicken noodle. Here's the thing. again, there's a time and a place. When I'm sick, there's nothing better than
Nothing beats it.
A matzo ball beats it. I'll take a matzo ball over a chicken
I
noodle.
haven't had matzo ball soup in forever.
I have matzo ball soup that I made last month too, and I still have a cup in my freezer.
Love that.
I'm just gonna have to bring you all my soups one day.
Yeah, and the funny part is...
Go get sick. Get sick. I'll bring you soup. Go
I'm
get
not
sick.
a soup guy.
Uh-huh.
In general, I'm not a soup guy.
No, I'm
You're
a soup guy.
huge soup
Oh,
guy.
I'm a big soup
For
guy.
me, I'm like, soup I can take. But soup, again, Jerry, it's not a meal.
Well, it
You know?
depends. Consomme is not going to be on my list because consomme is not a meal. That's just broth with some herbs. Yeah,
Right.
It's nothing. And
I
salt.
don't think soup is a meal. I really don't. I think soup is an appetizer at best.
My clam chowder is a meal.
Okay.
Clam chowder is because it's
that thick and hearty.
Thick and hearty. So like that also is gumbo considered a soup? Because gumbo or chili is soup.
Chili's not a soup. Chili's chili. Chili is its own category.
Because gumbo is
gumbo I'll put with soup, but chili.
So gumbo is we'll put that in the chowder category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chili rises above all to be chili. Chili is it's what all soups should look up to and say, "Wow, I wish I was like you."
That was like the first two notes to when Ariel's voice gets taken out of her. You just started that. I totally picked up on that. Right? Wasn't it?
Wow, name that tune, dude. Wow, that was really good. I was trying to go for that angelic, but apparently I slipped into.
No one's tuning in to listen to us sing. That's why we stopped doing the songs. But chicken noodle or chicken and rice?
Chicken orzo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chicken orzo.
Orzo is a pasta, so that's closer to chicken noodle with the consistency of chicken rice.
Correct.
So both?
It is kind of both.
the
I
answer?
like the
Okay.
orzo, yeah.
Okay. Clam chowder. You gotta love a clam chowder.
Love clam chowder.
New England clam chowder. Allow me to
Yes.
specify.
Yes.
Man clam chowder is not.
No.
So it's funny. I once saw Manhattan clam chowder on one of those whiteboards, and they
Yeah.
wrote "man clam chowder," and I was just like, I don't want your man chowder. Like, no, especially if it's red. No, keep it away from me.
But if it's white, you'll have some?
Minestrone. Do you like minestrone?
Very rarely. Once in a blue moon. Because a lot of people make the minestrone with the mushroom.
With the mushroom, yeah, you're
So I have to
allergic
be
to
very
mushroom.
careful, yeah.
Okay, so I'll skip cream of mushroom then. Actually,
Please, yeah.
You know what? This is preparation. I didn't even put it on my list for you because I know. Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna pass.
Apparently, the Chinese food place the other day didn't know. Same night as my accident. I can dig into my shrimp lo mein, and I'm a third of the way through the dish. I'm like, I can't believe I had this accident. That's a mushroom.
Oh, kryptonite.
So I figure between the accident and the mushroom, someone up there is really trying to kill me, but they're really bad at their job.
Hey, death still has 3 days, buddy.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm waiting.
2020 ain't over.
I am not crossing the street. There's a bus coming with my number on it.
It's like, would you rather have MSG or kryptonite in your Chinese food tonight,
Give me the
sir?
MSG, please.
You know, MSG is good stuff.
Delicious.
MSG is good stuff, and a lot of people shit on it. I don't understand why people don't like MSG.
There's a bad for you thing component to it.
I think it's more of there was a lobby who got a foothold in the 70s, like a salt lobby, is what I really think it is. Because, dude, every single Asian country, they live for MSG. They use MSG in everything.
MSG conspiracy theories. That's where we're at right now. That's kind of funny.
It's
kind of funny.
Prove me wrong.
Prove yourself right.
There
man.
are like 100-year-old Asian people who have had MSG in their meals for 5 meals a day for their entire life.
Well, there's people that smoke cigars every day their whole life. George Burns lived to be 100 years old smoking cigars, never had lung cancer. I mean, it happens.
No, but he had probably part of his tongue taken out.
No, he didn't. But here's the crazy part. I'm going to do a little aside here.
Okay, we'll get back to soup later.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, so someone called me yesterday and told me to look this up, and I haven't had a chance to yet.
Okay.
That there's now been a study on COVID in England where it ties to your genes, and there's only people with certain genes that are susceptible to death.
Oh.
And apparently they're proving this now in Great Britain.
Ooh.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
I don't know.
But this theory is out there that it's only a small, that's why the death rate is as small as it is, that people lacking this certain gene are susceptible, be it kids, adults, whoever it might be. And there's a way they're starting to work on that testing now.
Well, that's interesting.
To say, if you have this gene, you better darn well get your shot.
Stay inside.
Right. Go get your. Don't only leave your house to get your shot. That's it. But everybody else, it'll affect you like shots. Everyone else, it will affect you the same as a cold or a mild flu.
And it has.
So interesting topic. That's all. Just threw
Yeah,
me
no.
off to that. Now back to soup.
Minestrone sucks. I don't like minestrone.
Really?
I'm not a big fan of minestrone.
Why?
You know,
Do you not like the lentil?
Well, lentil. I think lentil's a different soup.
It
Wouldn't
is. Lentil's its own soup.
Lentil
There's
soup would be
lentils
its own
in
thing.
minestrone.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I don't mind the lentil. Okay, it's not that I dislike minestrone, but if you go to a restaurant, what kind of soups do you have today? Well, we have the French onion, we have the minestrone, and we have the who's going with the minestrone?
Older people.
I guess.
Yeah.
Now, if there's like a sausage or like a chicken meatball or something like that in the minestrone, you're gonna start to win me over. This restaurant right next door to the studio, they have a great. I'll shout them out, La Piccolina. Great
Wonderful
restaurant,
people.
and they had these this minestrone with this this chicken meatball in there, and it was terrific. It was great. But given the options, I'll go with the split pea. You know,
La Piccolina, they want to meet you. Stop on in for some soup.
wow. If soup is the thing they're pushing right now, this is going to be 2021 is going to be just as long as 2020. Let me tell you. French onion soup.
All right, so a lot of people
Oh wow.
make really bad French onion soup.
Yes. Okay. French onion is a really easy one to make a really great one or a really poor one.
Just put a ton of cheese on it and you think you win? No, not true.
And don't overly salt it.
And I don't like onions, but I'll have a French onion soup.
Neither does Lori. She hates onions. She will not eat raw onions.
Bingo, me too.
Yeah, both of you.
That's why you get along with me so well, because I remind you of your wife.
In very
so many
few,
ways.
In very few ways. In very few ways.
Don't give me that look.
In very few ways. Hey, it's what did I say before about keeping your pants on? So the
I don't play by your rules.
so the French onion, I had one a couple weeks ago. Talk about overly salted.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Because
can ruin
it was a beef salt lick, basically.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right cheese. It's got to be the right bread. It's got to be the right onions. You cannot use white onions and have it taste good.
Agreed.
You know? You got to get the Vidalias. You got to get something right in it.
I will likely eat a French onion soup for the cheese and the broth.
I mean, the broth is
I'll eat some of the onions, but yeah, the broth is what makes it.
right,
And
unless it's too salty.
I remember seeing a Gordon Ramsay thing where he went off on somebody making a bad French onion soup, and I was like standing on my couch cheering, saying, "Thank you, someone, for saying that."
Well, it's so easy to make, but it's so easy to mess up.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And overly salting is one way. If it's the wrong cheese, don't you dare try to put like mozzarella on top of a French onion soup.
Bad choice.
And don't you dare try to make a French onion soup that you're not going to put into the oven. That's another thing.
You gotta have that little crock.
Yeah, it's got to be in the crock, right?
Yes.
Right. And you've got to put it into the oven, and you got to get that little crisp on the cheese.
Yes, it's gonna be a little browned over.
You need a little brown on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it's not, I don't want it.
Welcome to the soup show.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
I love a matzo ball soup. You know I love.
I do too, and I haven't had one. If I had, it's probably been in the neighborhood of 20 years since I've had matzo ball soup.
No.
Yes.
All right, I'm bringing you matzo ball soup.
You've said this before, but I'm
no,
like,
no. 20 years
there's
though.
nowhere I can go buy matzo ball soup. I can make it myself, but I know I'd mess it up.
Elmer's Diner in Danbury, Connecticut.
Okay.
Great matzo ball soup, and they make it's a nice.
Good to know.
It's a good size matzo ball, and it's one of the great debates. And this is put this into your shtick when you do the a firm matzo ball versus a fluffy matzo ball is a great debate.
I like the firm.
It's a great. See, do you? I like the fluffy.
Do you really?
I like a nice when you can just kind of slide it right there, but it's got to be big. It got to be big and fluffy.
I want some meat to it. You know what I mean? When I eat the matzo ball, I want it to have some.
You want to have that meatball
substance.
You want that meatball consistency is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Some people when they make their matzo ball, instead of using water, you put in seltzer because the gas will expand it and make a nice fluffy ball.
Brilliant.
The last matzo ball batch I made, it was very dense. You would have loved it.
Yeah.
You would have loved it. It's delicious. But again, matzo ball, you got a little parsley, you got a little carrot, and the matzo balls and the chicken broth, and you're good to go.
Thanks for thinking of me, man.
It's great. Sure. All right. One of the kings of the great debate, right?
Okay.
The broccoli cheddar. Come on now.
Love
the broccoli cheddar. And it's very difficult to get broccoli cheddar wrong. There's one place I've had bad broccoli cheddar.
Where?
Danbury Hospital.
Well, hospital food is hospital food.
Not in New Milford.
Well, it's true.
New Milford Hospital food's great.
Yeah.
Danbury Hospital and
New Milford Hospital is not hospital food.
No, it's not. I mean, they have like a whole
different.
culinary program.
Yeah.
The plow to plate.
Yeah.
Plow to plate.
Plow
That's
to
tough
plate.
to say.
Plow to
Plate. But yeah, I'm there. This was the last time I was in the hospital. It's kind of awful to say in my mid-30s, being like, oh, I have a hospital stay every couple years, but here we are. I got the broccoli cheddar, and I was like, this is absolute trash. And the worst part was I wasn't allowed to have salt during this visit, so it was not. They snuck me in salt. I had salt smuggled in, and then the doctor caught me with salt. It was a whole thing. I didn't tell you about this?
No.
Oh my God! It was in. I have a picture. I'll show you.
What is wrong with you?
What?
You listen to doctors. You do what doctors say. You're the doctor kind of guy.
So here's the thing. I consulted before. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't supposed to have salt. It was just that was the diet that was like somehow assigned to me. So the menu that I had was just all saltless foods.
Okay.
So something like that.
Okay.
So they laughed when I was like, "Hey, here's a Ziploc baggie with." It looked like I had like an 8-ball of cocaine.
Nice.
I was just like, "Hey guys, look at me!" But it was just straight up table salt. It was just sodium chloride, and it was delicious and it was beautiful. So when you put a little of that into the broccoli cheddar, it was okay. But the problem was it was a puree.
Oh no!
You gotta have that broccoli. You gotta have the broccoli in the broccoli cheddar.
And you can't have the broccoli all soggy, bad, like been sitting there too long. A lot of times what happens is to let it sit.
Right.
And you get this like mush ball of
You
broccoli.
don't want mush ball brock.
I want some good broccoli.
You
in
want
there.
that crispy, crunchy broccoli.
Yeah.
Because you have the with the cheddar and it's creamy and delicious. It's, not in the hospital though.
I'm with you.
The worst part was I told Lori, I was just like, oh man, I had the broccoli cheddar today. It was awful. She was just like, yeah, just like the last time you were here and it was just as bad and you wrote home about it. So now I'll never forget. Right.
Right.
Shame on you.
You had to be told.
Shame on you. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Don't fool me 3 times.
Right.
You know, that whole thing.
Right.
So there you go. Okay. One of my favoriteest soups. I'll put it on my list.
Favoritist?
My favorite Eastas.
That's not English.
Tortilla. Also not English.
Tortilla soup?
Sopa de tortilla. Have you had tortilla soup?
No.
All right.
I've had tortillas. I've had soup. I've never had tortilla soup.
No. Or as they say in Mexico. No. The tortilla soup, it's a chicken soup, and it has like the broth. I don't know how they make it, but it's like a chicken broth, but there's lots of great spices, and it tastes like a tortilla chip almost. There's chicken in there, and there's cheese and avocado, and it
sounds lovely.
They make a really good one right down the road.
So if
we'll do that, sopa de tortilla.
All right. So when you go in to order that, do you order tortilla soup or do you order tortilla soup? Do you throw flavor on the word?
No, I don't. And it's like when you're watching some new the news.
Yes.
Well, this happens actually when I watch a lot of I do watch soccer games in Spanish.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And because somehow there are games that are available on Telemundo that aren't available on.
Okay.
I mean, Bill Buckby, and I know that you heard something the opposite.
Yeah, they were announcing on the radio someone who was announced as like the new fire marshal in Bridgeport, something like that. And they're like, the new fire marshal today in Bridgeport, Juan Valdez. Well, it wasn't Juan Valdez, but it's just, and I hope that wasn't insulting in any way. But
yeah, sorry, Juan.
Great coffee, thanks, Juan. But it bothers me a little bit. Like, it's not genuine.
Yeah.
Like, if you speak with an accent, speak with an accent. If
Yes.
you don't, then why are you? Was that you?
That was me drinking tea.
That was weird.
That was a throat sound right into the microphone.
Lovely.
Yes.
If you have the accent, use the accent, but only on someone's name. It just seems disingenuous.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's just it always throws me off, but especially in sporting events. Like when you're watching it and just like, oh, la pelota, blah, 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 blah. Michael Von Furman. Blah,
Wow.
blah, blah. I was just like,
The rare use of your middle name.
It comes out.
Really? That's rare.
It comes out. It comes out every now and then. All right, we gotta finish the soup talk. Because there's probably, I don't know. Is there anything else to get to? Probably not. I don't know.
It's the end of the year. There's a lot to get to.
Let's go to the other side of the world.
Okay.
Wonton soup.
I like wonton soup.
Love a wonton soup.
Yeah. Or an egg drop soup.
I was gonna say okay. What about wonton egg drop? Do you get wontons in the egg drop?
I prefer to put them in myself.
Okay. Wonton soup or egg drop soup?
Wonton.
Wonton soup or hot and sour soup?
Wonton.
Wonton soup or pho?
Wonton.
Yo, no pho.
No, I do.
No pho.
No foo.
No.
No foe.
It's actually pronounced pho.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny. There was a bit. My sister and I did this years and years ago, because we saw this thing on social media, and it was we'll call it faux, right? Faux king, but that's not how it's pronounced.
It's like the old SNL skit with the Sofa King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this would be the fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had to change their name.
Yeah. Wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because my sister and I then we would. I will have the fucking shrimp. Get me a plate of fucking beef. Like, oh, you should totally change the name of your restaurant.
Yeah,
and
probably.
They did for good measure. No, I think that pho is my favorite of all the Asian soups. It's
I like a
terrific.
wonton or an egg drop. I really do.
It's not nearly as complex as a pho, though.
No, but I'm a simple guy. You know that.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't need complex.
I guess I'm gonna bring you,
especially in my soup.
I'm gonna bring you the pho. No, but come on, it's
just saying,
so
man.
good.
I don't need it.
Possibly the best broth out there is
Okay.
pho.
Okay.
Possibly the best broth.
Bread bowl or regular bowl on any soup.
Sourdough bread bowl.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue. It's delicious.
It's like, wait, yeah. Well, the show's over, guys. We agreed.
We finally agreed.
Yeah.
It's the end of a run.
Yeah, no, so we actually got to keep this a short show today because both Mo and I, believe it or not, have lives and jobs and things to do. He is sitting here wearing a blazer.
Well, I have a meeting today.
You're wearing a sports jacket.
Yes.
Here, hold on. Move the thing. Move the thing.
Move
Look,
the
yeah,
thing.
you're wearing the blazer. No, don't hide the. No, move it to the other side. I want to see the Duncan in the picture. You gotta get the Duncan
we don't
in the
have
picture.
the Duncan sponsorship.
There you go.
but-
And smile. There you go. Okay, there you go. See, he's wearing this beautiful. And I framed it beautifully. We'll post this on our social media. That
Well, I have to go to Hartford
Duncan in
today.
there. Yeah.
I have a lot to do, and you have a lot to do. But aside from getting to our final recommendations.
Yes. I want to talk about that. Final recommendations.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
2020. You know, let's give something positive that's happened in 2020 that we can be thankful for. There's still a lot of good stuff that's happened this year. You got to find something in there.
Okay, so is that the recommendation?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Like, recommend something good that happened? I mean, my business thrived. I don't know. I'm sorry if you're a business owner.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but no, my business did quite well this year. My industry tanked, right? The production industry tanked.
Some did. The larger scale did. I think the smaller scale thrived because a lot of people had to go virtual. They didn't know what they were doing.
Yep.
I think you found a niche in there that worked out well for you.
So I'm thankful for that.
Great.
There you go.
I won re-election.
There you
I'm
go.
thankful for that.
There you go.
There's not a whole lot more. Hey, our softball team made it to the championship.
We made it to the championship.
You know, that's one sign the world's upside down.
Uh-huh.
We made we lost it, but we made it to the championship series.
Yeah. That's so 2020.
It wasn't a bad year in some ways.
Right.
It allowed people to step back a little bit, a little more family time, maybe because they weren't working at the office. A lot of people working at home. They had a little family time. Hopefully they appreciate that. Although I heard the divorce rate was higher this year because people were actually spending more time with their spouse.
Yes. You know what's funny? I was just looking back on our voicemail line, and there's a bunch of 631 numbers that are obviously just. It's got to be just telemarketers.
Really? Well, let's hear those. That's a year-end crescendo.
Yeah. Oh, those are all the missed calls. I see. They knew not to. They were like, oh, this is don't put us on the podcast, please.
Yeah,
whatever you do.
Because 3 people will hear it.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't do it. Yeah. You mentioned the recommendations. Year 1, we did the whole gentleman's tip. Year 2, we did recommendation. We need a new shtick for 2021, I think.
Well, let's work on that in the next show.
Or you guys can call into our voice line and let us know what you want to hear to cap off every show at
6317 Mike Mo.
That's 6317 Mike Mo.
That's Mike with a Y.
Okay. Recommendation, go.
I have a double.
Okay.
Since we talk about TV and stuff.
Okay.
I'll
I'll just text my my next appointment and tell him I'm running a few minutes late.
So that won't be long. My very first is recommend you do not watch Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, that's a not recommendation.
Not recommend. Do not go. You will waste 2 hours of your life for an awful script, an awful movie, so far outside the realm of possibility. Hey, I'm going to throw a spoiler here, so if you don't want to hear it, turn it off for a second. Yeah, the bad guy gives wishes. Yeah, that's our big evil threat. And the final battle,
Like a genie?
the final battle is
Like-
a speech. Yeah. It's the dumbest
A
thing you've
debate? Was
ever
it at
seen.
least a debate?
No! It's a speech. It's Wonder Woman talking and crying. It's a speech.
Did you like
She
the first
uses
Wonder
her words.
Woman?
Loved it.
Yeah, so it's like, what the hell?
Gal Gadot is a wonderful choice for that.
Uh-huh.
She is great. I was looking forward to this movie, and it was the worst piece of garbage I've seen since Howard the Duck.
A lot of people... You like Howard the Duck.
I kind of do, but it's a really bad movie. But it's all right. It's the worst piece of garbage I've seen since Ishtar.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
There
still haven't
go.
seen The Room, though, huh?
What room?
The worst movie of all time.
Oh, I
The
did. I
Room.
watched that. That's awful. That's better than Wonder Woman.
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people like within the film community have said the reason why it's so bad is because it was one of the most poorly edited films ever,
It's terrible.
and they say the editing is what's doing that.
Yeah, I know you haven't watched it yet.
I don't plan on watching
I
this
hope
one.
you
though.
don't.
Yeah.
I hope you don't. Don't.
Yeah.
If you get bored one day and you're like, I'll just turn it on, you'll be so incredibly disappointed.
Okay. Well, I won't.
So anyway, that's my negative.
What's your good recommendation then?
It took me forever to get into this show,
Uh-huh.
but I started watching The Crown and I finished it.
Oh,
And it's outstanding.
there you go.
I didn't understand much about the royal family, and I was never all
No?
that intrigued by. I was always intrigued by, okay, what's this one to that one? What's this? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But this show, if you haven't seen it, starts with Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen Elizabeth that we know,
Right.
coming into power at 26 years old.
Right. She was young.
And after her father passed away.
Yep.
And it really follows the royal family through her life.
Through her life. Right.
And 4 seasons that are out, it now has gotten up to the point where their Lady Di is in there. And spoiler alert, she's going to die probably in the next season.
Aw. That was some bad writing. You can't name the person you're going to kill die.
Although I will say
You
this.
liked that, didn't you?
Yeah. The entire time I'm watching the show, I had my phone in my hand. I'm Googling this. I'm Googling that.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to learn more about what's going on.
About the
with this.
royals, yeah.
Yeah, and with Winston Churchill, who
Yeah.
I love. John Lithgow plays him, and he is amazing.
Ooh, great.
He is off the charts great.
Great.
But the next season's not coming out till like 2022.
Oh.
They're killing me with this, and I have to wait. And Netflix has it, and I'm probably killing Netflix as of January 1 because they're dropping The Office.
The Office, yeah. Well, you
That
got three.
bothers me.
You got 3 more days on that.
So but I finished The Crown. I highly recommend watching The Crown. It's a really intriguing drama, and they follow them through decades.
Mm-hmm.
And the actor who plays the Queen changes as she gets older
That's cool.
because they don't want someone who's 26-year-old. What's her name? Claire Foy, who is beautiful and fantastic in the role. After 2 seasons, they make her older, and she can't play a 40-year-old woman.
See, but hair and makeup though.
No,
You couldn't
Makeup-
Benjamin Button her.
No, you really can't.
No?
So they've done a wonderful job in recasting, and the people do a wonderful job.
Love a good casting director.
Very, very good, and I highly recommend it.
There was a very good casting director on whatever episode of My Name Is Earl I watched last night because young Earl, they did a very good job at casting him.
That's great.
One of the best shows
Great show.
out. I
show.
love it. All right, I'm still waiting for my phone call to come in so I can get onto my recommendation. I guess.
Do it.
I watched Soul. Have you seen Soul?
I watched Soul.
Soul was good.
It was very good.
Soul was very good. I enjoyed it very much. So
More than I thought I would.
yeah, why is that?
Because I didn't get a whole lot of the story ahead of time, and I just saw like the Soul version of him on some of the things, and I was like, oh, is this going to be like everyone in that character all the time? Like that's kind of a boring looking character.
Yeah, going back and forth.
But
yeah.
they did a really, really good job. I enjoyed it. It was good kids movie too.
It was fun. So I actually watched it by myself.
I did too.
And but my kids were like, "Hey, let's watch." I was like, "Hey, let's watch this," and they were just like, "No,
okay.
we have other toys from Christmas that we're gonna go play with instead."
right.
And then Lori was off doing her thing, so I sat there and watched it. It was great. I mean, and I was into it. I play trumpet, love jazz music, so I was into it right away, right from the beginning. And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fantastic film." And then it definitely went in a couple different directions I wasn't expecting, but it was great. I like
Right.
it. It was one of the better Pixar films to come out recently, I think.
I watched it through as a regular movie, and as I do with, I don't know why I do this, but I do. Disney movies I'll watch 2 or 3 times, especially Pixar, to go through and find the Easter eggs. I enjoy that. That's kind of the fun part for me.
Okay.
I didn't see a lot of them, so I was really excited. It means I was really into the story.
Ah.
Because I wasn't looking all around the outside for where's the Pizza Planet truck? And,
Yeah.
Where's Woody? He's got to be in there somewhere.
Right. Yeah, no.
But very cool. And supposedly, there must be someone from Soul in the last Disney movie. They tend to, the last Pixar movie, they tend to put someone from the upcoming movie in their current. Mm-hmm. So whatever they're working on now, that character is in Soul somewhere.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're working on right now.
That's interesting. Well, now we're going to have to go. What was the last Pixar movie? It was Onward, I think, right?
Onward, I think, yeah.
Onward was good. Actually, you could it would be very easy to hide a soul in Onward.
Easily.
Yeah, so
I might need a little help. I might have to go onto the YouTube and find somebody who broke it down and find all the Easter eggs.
I want you to watch it 10 more times and find them for yourself.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I don't know if
you
I have
can
that much
do
time
it.
going on.
You're like, no, we have video games to play.
Right. And I have something I have to play with a little bit at home. Christmas present.
Oh,
Christmas present from my brother. From my brother.
Oh, no.
He gave me an Instapot.
I love Instapot.
I'm
I
so
love the
excited
Instapot.
to get
I love
rolling
the
with that.
Instapot. I love the Instapot. It's
And it's
great.
a combo. It's got like an air fryer to it as well somehow.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Well, an
I
air
already have
fryer
an
is basically a
An
convection oven that has a fan.
And I have an air fryer
yeah.
already, but now this is a combo, so I'll be getting.
Oh.
Whoa!
Well, guys, I guess that's my call. I'll see you later.
Happy 2020,
Hey,
21.
better be happy. All right. So we're recording. We're recording. So we were talking about our soup yesterday, and you complained how I never give you my clam chowder. So
I smell soup.
So I brought some soup for you.
Oh, you brought your chowder.
This is my chowder. Now, it's not nearly as thick as it's made in the pot because I had to microwave it to warm it up, but the flavors are there.
Okay.
So I want you to try this.
All right, I'm gonna try.
And I want you to tell me how good that chowder is.
It feels like the bowl is very hot.
Yeah, well, you can give it a little blow in the spoon. Yeah, get a little blow. I'll try some too while we're here. Get a whole spoonful.
This is very nice.
So I thought I'd bring it in for you.
What a lovely gift.
You're very welcome. Now this was one serving,
You gave me a taste.
but I split it.
appreciate
No, I split it evenly.
That's wonderful. It's
There you
delicious.
go. So the bacon, and there's a lot more bacon than others would find in your chowder. Look at all those clams. Like this is a thick. The broth isn't super thick because I don't like to put flour and like cornstarch into it, right?
No, but the bacon is thick.
Yeah. Here's the other crazy part about this.
Clams are tasty.
Because of the pancreatitis, non-fat dairy to make this.
Wow.
Right? Because of the pancreatitis. Now imagine if I used heavy cream.
Oh, that'd be delicious.
So this is
very good.
This is chowder light.
This is very good.
So I thought you would like it. I just wanted to. So on a scale of, I guess consomme to, what's your favorite soup?
I don't. As far as like a favorite soup, that's a whole other thing.
Well, as far as chowders go, if you wouldn't ordered a chowder from a restaurant,
I would give this an 8 for a chowder.
So
Yeah.
this could be at a restaurant. This is
It's
restaurant
a little
chowder.
thin.
It is, but that's again the microwave.
But it's thick in product.
Yes.
It's tasty. It's the corn is in here. Like I said, the flavors are fantastic.
Right.
The bacon, the clams themselves. You didn't skimp on the clams.
No, you can't skip
Great.
on the clams.
Oh, many people do.
I know, and that's the problem. So anyway, I just want to jump back in the studio as a little post show because we were cut off rudely by that phone call.
Really?
Rudely by that phone call. So I
Yeah.
figured, this is the actual way to end the episode.
Hey, cheers with clam juice to 2021.
Done.
Yay!